Chapter 1: Dominion of the Dinosaurs. Imagine a world where dinosaurs didn't just roam the earth, but were also its masters in ways we might not yet fully understand. While we often picture these giant beasts as powerful creatures living in a prehistoric wilderness, some scientists and curious thinkers have dared to consider that there might have been more to their existence. What if these fascinating animals developed behaviors and social structures far more complex than we currently realize? Dinosaurs lived during a time called the Mesozoic era, which spanned over 180 million years. To put that into perspective, modern humans have only been around for about 300,000 years. Dinosaurs ruled the Earth long before humans appeared, with a presence that shaped ecosystems across the globe. Recent fossil discoveries have revealed intricate details about their world and hinted at the possibility of advanced behaviors. Paleontologists have found evidence suggesting that some dinosaurs were warm-blooded, much like birds and mammals today. This metabolic difference might have given them the energy to be incredibly active and responsive to their environment. Imagine the adaptations that such energy levels would support, perhaps enabling them to develop organizational skills and social strategies for survival that we are only beginning to uncover. Interestingly, research has revealed that some species of dinosaurs were capable of forming complex social groups. Take the example of the theropod dinosaurs, like the raptors, which seemed to live and hunt in packs. The discovery of a quarry filled with multiple Deinonychus fossils suggests these dinosaurs may have worked together to take down large prey. Such coordination hints at a degree of social bonding and cooperation. Birds are modern descendants of theropods, and their behaviors today could offer a window into the past. Many birds exhibit high levels of intelligence, use tools, solve puzzles, and even recognize themselves in mirrors. If these traits are inherited from their dinosaur ancestors, it isn't a stretch to ponder whether some dinosaurs might have developed similar cognitive skills. Another intriguing aspect is the possibility of vocal communication. In 2016, scientists discovered a rare fossilized dinosaur tail with a series of bony tubes that might have been used for sound production. While this discovery alone doesn't confirm complex communication, it opens the door to the intriguing idea that dinosaurs had their own ways of communicating with each other, perhaps with specific calls or sounds for different situations, much like modern birds and mammals do. Nest building also reveals insights about dinosaur behavior. The fossilized remains of some nesting sites show that dinosaurs like Maiasaura and Oviraptor took care of their young. These sites indicate repeated use, suggesting possible nesting colonies where shared responsibility might have played a role in protecting offspring. Social structures built around family and group care could imply a societal complexity, not unlike some species today. Legends of dragons in various cultures around the world spark wonder about early human encounters with dinosaur fossils. Could these myths be ancient narratives capturing the echoes of a time when dinosaurs were still fresh in the planet's memory? Fossilized remains were likely noticed by ancient peoples long before formal paleontology took shape, and these impressive structures might have led to fantastic stories passed through generations. While it's natural to picture dinosaurs as primitive giants, growing evidence invites us to expand our perspective. If they were capable of the complex coordination necessary for pack hunting, caring, communicating, and organizing, it raises the question of how far these behaviors could have developed. Would these skills have evolved over millions of years into something akin to a civilization in ways we have never imagined? Modern scientific methods, such as advanced imaging and computer simulations, continue to reveal more of these prehistoric creatures' lives. Each fossil find and each layer of ancient sediment offers a new piece of the puzzle, highlighting their adaptability and resilience. Watching birds today gives a sense of dynamism that might echo those ancient worlds, reminding us that the past is not always as distant as it seems. Considering the mysteries of these ancient beings balances scientific evidence with a sense of wonder about life's vast possibilities. It's a journey through time that challenges our understandings and invites us to rediscover an Earth once teeming with life forms that may have been far more sophisticated than we have ever dared to imagine. Each discovery lays groundwork for new questions and ideas, continuing the quest to better understand the rich tapestry of life on our planet. Chapter 2: Reign of the Reptilian. Imagine a world long before humans walked the earth, a time when a vast, thriving civilization existed, led by creatures not entirely unlike what we know as reptiles today. While it might sound like the opening scene of an epic science fiction tale, let's explore the possibility with a lens grounded in science and some fascinating discoveries that scientists have studied over time. Dinosaurs, those massive beings that dominated our planet millions of years ago, offer a starting point for understanding this possible ancient civilization. For over 150 million years, they roamed almost every corner of the Earth. Their sheer size and variety are astonishing, ranging from the towering Brachiosaurus to the nimble Velociraptor. The idea that such creatures might have developed complex social structures and perhaps an advanced society is a thought that prompts curiosity and wonder. To explore this possibility, we must look at the evidence paleontologists and archaeologists have gathered about dinosaur behavior and evolution. Research shows that some dinosaur species displayed behaviors indicating social complexity. For example, evidence suggests that hadrosaurs, also known as duck-billed dinosaurs, lived in herds and cared for their young in nesting colonies. This social structure may hint at sophisticated communication and community akin to those found among animals with well-developed social systems today. Moreover, some scientists speculate that their long tenure on Earth might have allowed certain species to evolve in unforeseen ways. Reptiles that survived the mass extinction event, the one that wiped out the dinosaurs, about 66 million years ago, the ancestors of today's birds and, theoretically, could have included particularly adaptable or intelligent species. Could those ancient creatures have had the ability to develop rudimentary tools or establish primitive forms of governance, similar to what we see in some highly intelligent bird species? Interestingly, birds indeed display behaviors that presuppose intelligence and social intelligence. Consider the tool-making crows or the cooperative hunting strategies of some hawks. If such mental capabilities were shared with their distant ancestors, it presents an intriguing picture of what might have been possible in a pre-human world. For additional insights, consider looking at the cognitive abilities of reptiles today, which offer a window, albeit limited, into their prehistoric predecessors' capabilities. Studies have shown that reptiles can display learning behavior, memory retention, and even problem-solving skills. This evidence becomes part of a puzzle, suggesting that with proper conditions, such creatures could have potentially developed beyond what was once assumed. Let's delve deeper into fossil discoveries that hint at intricate societal behaviors. A surprising find was discovered in a site in Patagonia, Argentina, where fossils from a dinosaur known as the Megaraptor were unearthed. Associated fossils suggested there might have been communal living, an idea that is still studied and debated. Could these fossils over time reveal evidence of group strategy, mutual aid, or even a form of culture that we are yet to fully understand? In contemplating non-human civilizations, it is worthwhile to explore some myths and legends that have endured through the ages. Throughout history, various cultures have stories of serpent-like beings or dragon-like creatures possessing great wisdom and control. While purely speculative, these tales might echo faint memories or symbolic representations of ancient beings that once walked the earth. Science fiction often propels the idea further into domains of extraterrestrial influence or hidden realms beneath the Earth's crust, where such creatures thrive, blending imagination with the covert history of our planet. While no concrete evidence supports this idea as fact, entertaining the possibility inspires us to think about evolution in broader terms. It challenges the understanding of intelligence and its myriad expressions among Earth's creatures, encouraging a deep appreciation for the myriad forms life has taken and could still potentially take. Ultimately, investigating such intriguing possibilities speaks to a desire to fully understand our world's history, one that may include chapters as yet unknown. Although the notion of an elaborate and advanced society run by reptilian leaders might feel like a stretch from what we know, it remains a captivating way to explore life's potential pathways. After all, science's beauty often lies in its ability to stretch our imagination grounded by facts, beckoning us to discover what truly happened in the deep recesses of Earth's past. Chapter 3: Arachnid Empires. Imagine if, millions of years ago, other creatures aside from humans claimed the Earth as their domain. Scientists today often wonder what it would be like if a different type of life had risen to power, shaping the world in their own unique ways. One such group that has captured imaginations and curiosity is arachnids. These infamous eight-legged critters, known mostly for spiders and scorpions, have a history as ancient as the cave walls themselves. While our modern experiences with them are limited to occasional sightings in basements or gardens, it's intriguing to ponder what the world might have looked like if they had developed complex civilizations of their own. To explore this possibility, let's delve into what makes arachnids so fascinating and, at times, misunderstood. First, they are part of a group called arthropods, which is a vast category encompassing insects, crustaceans, and others. Arachnids trace back to the era known as the Silurian period, about 430 million years ago. Fossils show some of the earliest known species that existed long before dinosaurs roamed the Earth. They've witnessed and survived countless natural upheavals, evolving continually. One of the most notable features of arachnids is their exoskeleton made of chitin, a lightweight yet robust material. This exoskeleton provided them with a considerable advantage, protecting and supporting their bodies as they moved from watery habitats onto land. Unlike humans with internal skeletons, these creatures shed their exoskeleton through a process called molting, allowing for growth, a skill arguably useful for survival through changing climates and environments. When we consider the brain and senses of arachnids, we tap into some truly fascinating features. While they may not possess the intelligence or cognitive levels of mammals, many spiders show impressive problem-solving abilities. They can weave intricate webs while calculating complex geometric patterns, effortlessly, a task that would challenge many budding architects. Additionally, their vision, especially in jumping spiders, is remarkably advanced. These particular spiders can have up to 8 eyes, providing both a wide field of vision and depth perception, crucial for spotting prey and threats from a distance. Now, let's entertain the idea that these creatures, at some point, developed more social structures. Social spiders and similar arachnids provide us a glimpse into how cooperation might look. Some species, like the Unelasimis, colonies, living communally in large groups. They engage in shared childcare and hunting, behaviors mirroring basic communal societies. If such behavior was extrapolated through evolutionary pressures favoring these characteristics, the structures we see today could have been far more elaborate. Another angle to examine is communication. While humans rely heavily on verbal language, spiders use vibrations to communicate. A unique field of study called biotremology explores how these creatures might utilize web vibrations to send signals to one another, potentially an ancient form of telecommunication, if you will. This mode of interaction adds an additional layer of complexity to their lives, suggesting a different facet of communication evolution entirely bypassing vocal sounds. The potential existence of arachnid-based societies opens up numerous questions. Could they have formed city-like structures with silk-made skyscrapers or caves woven elaborately with silk threads? If they developed flight capabilities like some insects, could they have expanded their territories through airborne exploration? There are, of course, evolutionary and biological constraints that would have to be overcome. Their open circulatory systems, method of respiration through book lungs or trachea, and the sheer difference in how they interpret the world compared to mammals. Their size is also a limiting factor, as the physics of large body sizes supported by exoskeletons is complex. However, these factors don't negate the capacity for intriguing or unknown adaptations within their respective environments. From a paleontological perspective, studying fossil records can sometimes yield significant surprises. While we have extensive data on spiders and other arachnid relatives from millions of years ago, new fossil discoveries are always a possibility. They might hold clues to unexpected evolutionary trajectories, potentially suggesting scenarios we haven't considered in the scientific community. These explorations serve a dual purpose. They spark the imagination about Earth's life potential and its adaptability, and they emphasize the importance of biodiversity studies. Real-life impacts are profound, from conservation efforts to appreciating the unseen wonders in our very backyards. They remind us of Earth's intricate web of life, an ever-complex tapestry of connections and possibilities. So, while arachnid rulership over vast, silk-spun empires remains an imaginative exercise, it serves as a potent reminder of the diverse life forms with whom we share this planet. As we look back into the past and explore the natural world, we uncover not just how life survived, but how it thrived in myriad forms and frameworks. This sense of exploration and understanding underscores the scientific journey, always looking deeper, always asking more, and always staying curious. Chapter 4: Kingdom of the Cephalopods. Imagine a world where the deep sea, with its mysterious depths and untold secrets, was once home to a ruling society of creatures. Now, this might sound like the stuff of legends or fantasy books, but let's journey back millions of years and consider the possibility that Earth was once dominated by the masters of camouflage and intelligence. The cephalopods. Cephalopods, including octopuses, squids, and cuttlefish, are remarkable beings. They dwell in the oceans and have been around for over 500 million years, which is way longer than most creatures we know today. This is pretty impressive considering humans have only been around for a fraction of that time. Their survival through various mass extinctions that wiped out many other species hints at their remarkable adaptability and resilience. One might ask, could these creatures, with their fascinating abilities, have once established a civilization beneath the waves? To begin answering that, let's explore what we know about them. These creatures have remarkable brains. For octopuses, 2/3 of their neurons are distributed in their arms, allowing each arm to function somewhat independently. This gives them the unique ability to perform complex tasks with precision, like twisting open jars or solving puzzles. Their problem-solving skills and the ability to learn from experience suggest a level of intelligence comparable in some ways to that of primates. A while back, scientists conducted studies on octopuses using lab experiments to test their learning capabilities. In one study, octopuses watched other octopuses perform a task to get a treat. Astonishingly, they could mimic the behavior successfully after watching just once, demonstrating the power of observational learning. This capability is a key component of what we often regard as culture, raising interesting questions about how these animals have interacted with their environment over the eons. Moreover, cephalopods are masters of disguise. Through the use of chromatophores, tiny pigment cells in their skin, they can change color and texture instantly. Such an ability not only provides camouflage from predators, but also facilitates communication among them. While we mostly see this skill as a survival tool, one might ponder if it also holds the rudiments of a complex language or societal structure. Cephalopods have also intrigued scientists due to their complex mating behaviors and social interactions, especially some squid species, which exhibit organized group behaviors and cooperative hunting strategies. For instance, the Humboldt squid is known to communicate using bioluminescence, flashing codes to one another during their coordinated hunts in the deep, dark ocean. These behaviors suggest a level of communication and cooperation that are often seen as markers of a sophisticated society. Scientists argue that for a true civilization to exist, there would need to be evidence of technological advancement or structured social hierarchies. Through the lens of evolution, a civilization doesn't necessarily have to mirror human society. If we consider that civilization might encompass different expressions of social organization, adapted uniquely to an oceanic context, then cephalopods offer a tantalizing possibility. It's fascinating that these creatures possess such abilities without any supporting skeletal structure, relying purely on their soft bodies and highly complex nervous systems. This has led some researchers to propose that if the oceans were different, if the evolutionary pressures had nudged them differently, cephalopods could have evolved in a way that echoes the development of what we call civilization, despite the lack of fossil evidence directly supporting the notion of a structured society. Some paleontologists are open to the idea that we are possibly missing pieces due to how soft-bodied creatures decompose without leaving much trace behind. Some marine geologists even propose that there might be unknown artifacts hidden deep within oceanic trenches, unexplored and preserving secrets of bygone eras. Ultimately, while it's thrilling to think of cephalopods as past or even present stewards of a briny empire, the idea remains unproven. Yet, engaging with such thoughts reminds us of the beautifully diverse paths evolution can take and how much there is left to understand about the world beneath the waves. It points to an inspiring notion that intelligence and complexity don't have to look like what we know. They can manifest in myriad other forms. As we continue exploring our oceans, with technology allowing humans to reach further and deeper than before, who knows what evidence might surface to challenge our understanding of life on Earth. This is just the beginning of diving into the enthralling idea of non-human civilizations. Each day brings new discoveries, making us wonder more deeply about the varied tapestry of our planet's past inhabitants and their invisible histories that quietly whisper from the ocean's depths. Chapter 5. Aviary Ascendancy. Imagine walking in a world that was once dominated not by humans, but by beings with feathers and wings. This chapter is all about exploring the intriguing possibility that birds, or aviary creatures, might have once held sway over the Earth. It feels a bit like the premise of a science fiction story, but the evidence we'll look at suggests it's not an entirely fanciful idea. First, think about the birds of today. These creatures are descendants of dinosaurs, specifically the theropods, which were fearsome predators from millions of years ago. Birds are more closely related to such ancient giants than we might guess at first glance. Velociraptors, famous for their role in movies, were actually small and feathered, much like birds today. Isn't it fascinating to consider that birds are living links to such a primal past? Birds are incredibly diverse and have adapted to live just about everywhere on Earth, from icy tundras to dense tropical forests. Their ability to fly has given them a significant advantage over other animals, allowing them to escape predators, search for food over large areas, and migrate across continents. They have a constant aerial view of their surroundings, something most land creatures can only dream of. This advantage could have easily positioned them as dominant beings once upon a time. Let's look at their behavior and social structures. Birds like corvids, crows, and ravens and parrots are known for their remarkable intelligence. Studies have shown that these birds can solve complex problems, use tools, and even recognize themselves in mirrors, which is a sign of self-awareness. These are traits we usually associate with a high level of cognitive development, something not seen in most other creatures. Parrots have also been observed in forming social bonds that are profound and long-lasting. Could these traits have helped bird-like creatures develop intricate societies or even civilizations in eons long past? Consider the architecture of birds. 2. They build nests that are as simple as cavities in trees, or as intricate as the woven masterpieces of the weaver birds. Some species, like bowerbirds, create elaborate structures not for nesting, but purely to attract mates. They even decorate these structures with colorful objects, displaying a sense of aesthetics that goes beyond basic survival needs. It's not hard to imagine their ancestors crafting even more elaborate or functional constructions if given enough time or the right circumstances. Birds communicate in complex ways, too. Songbirds, for instance, have a rich lexicon of chirps and songs. They're capable of learning songs from each other, which means they can pass down cultural information from one generation to another. This form of communication could have been the foundation of a more complex form of social interaction and possibly even an early dialect, long before humans developed language. It's exciting to wonder just how sophisticated this communication might have become in a long-lost avian society. Now let's add in the fossil record. While direct evidence of bird-like civilizations has not been found, scientists have discovered fascinating remains that fuel the imagination. Fossils of feathered dinosaurs found in places like China show us that feathered creatures were diverse and abundant millions of years ago. These discoveries are crucial because they highlight the adaptability and resilience of feathered beings. Could some of them have evolved to become highly intelligent species given more time? The connection between dinosaurs and modern birds is seen in their bones, specifically their hips and knees. The forward-bending knees and backward-bending ankles of birds today were features present in their dinosaur ancestors, and they offer clues about how these creatures moved, which is part of what made some ancient birds very good runners. This anatomical trait is a hint at how these ancient beings might have adapted to different environments and challenges, possibly leading to significant achievements in survival strategies that pushed them towards dominance. It's essential to explore what the scientific community thinks. Experts like paleontologists regularly study ancient remains and use modern technology such as CT scanners to look inside fossils without damaging them. By understanding the musculature and bone structure of ancient birds, scientists are piecing together just how varied and successful these creatures were throughout history. While nobody expects to find evidence of birdly metropolises, the study of ancient birds helps us understand the potential for diverse forms of life capable of impacting their ecosystems in grand ways. In this thoughtful exploration, we're left with a mixture of firm science and inquisitive wonder. Although direct evidence is sparse, birds' sophisticated behaviors, history of dominance in the animal kingdom, and evolutionary lineage provide fertile ground for imagining a time when their ancestors might have played a much larger role in Earth's past. Whether they ever ruled in the true sense of the word is a question that fuels the imagination and inspires further exploration into the ancient past of our planet. As we peer into the skies and listen to their songs, we might just be hearing echoes of an ancient time when avian ancestors were the lords of the land and sky. Chapter 6. Insectoid Nations. Imagine a world where the hum of tiny wings and the choreographed dance of antennae signal the bustling life of advanced, intelligent societies. Many of us might never pause to consider the ants marching dutifully across the sidewalk or the bees buzzing with purpose among flowers. Yet, if we peer closer into the world of insects, we might find ourselves marveling at their complex social structures, communication methods, and intricate behaviors. Could these small creatures, who display remarkable organization and cooperation, have once been rulers of the earth? Our journey starts with the idea that insects, in many ways, live in small societies not unlike our own. When we examine an anthill, for example, we see a dynamic kingdom made up of thousands of individuals, each with a role to play. There are workers, soldiers, and a queen, all functioning as parts of a greater whole. This organization allows ants to achieve incredible feats like building complex underground networks and cultivating their own food sources. The leafcutter ants, for instance, are known for their impressive agricultural skills, harvesting foliage to farm fungus, their primary source of nourishment. Such innovations might remind us of the early agricultural practices of humans, which were a turning point in the development of our civilizations. The similarities do not end with ants. Bees, with their famous social structure, showcase remarkable communication skills. Through the waggle dance, bees convey detailed information about the location of food sources. This dance is a sophisticated language that includes direction, distance, and quality of the food sourcer method, rich with complexity and efficiency. In a way, the bee's dance is a precursor to human maps and verbal communication, offering insights into sophisticated nonverbal interaction. Could these behaviors imply that insect societies were once more developed, or that they might someday echo human civilization? While this idea draws from imaginative threads, we shouldn't jump to conclusions without considering the evolutionary pathways that have shaped both humans and insects. Instead, we should delve deeper into what scientists have discovered. One intriguing area of study is the fossil record, where researchers have uncovered ancient insects that predate humans by millions of years. These fossils tell a story of evolution, showing evidence of insects like giant dragonflies with wingspans of over 2 feet that once soared the skies. The vast number of insect species during these ancient times suggests a rich ecosystem. However, even as their bodies became fossilized testimonies to the past, there is little evidence showing they developed cultures akin to human civilizations. Nonetheless, we can learn more about their intelligence and social capabilities by observing them today. Studies reveal that certain types of ants can solve complex problems, much like humans. In an experiment, ants were observed creating living bridges over water, a feat that required coordination, communication, and problem solving, demonstrating a level of intelligence and social synergy that most would not associate with such small creatures. Aside from intelligence, the sheer number and resilience of insects present another compelling point. In terms of biomass, insects far surpass humans. Their ability to adapt to a variety of habitats across the Earth speaks to a resilience that has allowed them to thrive for over 400 million years. Stark reminder of their silent dominance that often goes unnoticed. Their influence can be subtle, yet powerful, integrating them as crucial parts of various ecosystems they inhabit. The question remains, could insects have had a civilization in the sense that humans understand it? It's a question that sparks the imagination, but also urges us to define civilization itself. If a civilization is marked by individuals working harmoniously within complex social structures, then insects may already deserve recognition. Unlike humans, however, their social systems are primarily instinct-driven rather than culture-based. A profound difference in what we consider conscious progress and civilization. Speculation aside, there is great value in studying insect societies to better understand our planet. By observing how insects communicate, collaborate, and live sustainably, humans can glean valuable insights. For example, biomimicry, the practice of learning from and mimicking the strategies found in nature, is increasingly being applied in technology, design, and engineering. The study of insect societies can provide clues on efficiency, resource management, and even new approaches to sustainability. In sum, exploring the idea of these tiny creatures possibly having an upper hand at some point challenges us to think broader about evolution, intelligence, and the definition of a civilization. It invites us to look at biodiversity with a sense of respect and curiosity. The mystery might never be fully unraveled, yet the journey of asking and exploring holds immense value, reminding us how much there is still to learn from the world around us. As we continue to look for answers, perhaps we might not only discover more about the past, but also insights that could shape a better future for our shared planet. Chapter 7: The Mammalian Monarchy. Imagine a world where mammals, not just as we know them today, but with an intelligence and society akin to ancient civilizations, once thrived in a way we could scarcely believe. It's a whimsical thought, but delving into the depths of paleontology and studies about animal behavior offers intriguing glimpses of what might have been and raises the question, what if some mammalian species were more advanced than we ever imagined? To start, let's journey way back in time, to the age of mammals after the dinosaurs' extinction about 66 million years ago. This event marked the beginning of a mammalian expansion like no other. With the dominant reptiles gone, mammals diversified rapidly. The incredible variety of mammals we see today, from the shrews to the whales, began their rise to dominance. This period, known as the Paleocene thermal maximum, saw temperatures soar, creating new ecological niches perfect for adapting and evolving creatures. Consider the social structures of primates, akin to societies in the human sense. The social behaviors observed in today's primates, from baboons to chimpanzees, reveal complex hierarchies and intricate communication methods. Studies have shown that these animals use tools, understand fairness, and can even hold grudges. Chimpanzee communities, for instance, have territories and engage in strategic battles not so dissimilar to ancient human tribes. Now, extend this to prehistoric times. Could there have been ancient mammalian species with even more sophisticated social systems? Fossil records show us fascinating examples, like the extinct glyptodont, a massive armadillo-like creature with armored shell structures. The mere existence of such unique physical attributes suggests specialized evolutionary paths. Glyptodont remains found together suggest a possibility of herd or group living, indicating social structures that might have been rich and complex. Examining more than just bones, ancient environmental data extracts further captivating narratives. Paleobotanists have discovered evidence of ancient savannas and lush forests that would have supported vast communities and diverse ecosystems. It's within these landscapes that mammals could have, theoretically, developed surprisingly advanced societal behaviors. Consider the diligent beavers of today's. These mammals construct extensive dams and lodges that significantly alter their environments, showcasing a level of environmental engineering rarely seen in the animal kingdom. What if, millions of years ago, similar or even superior talents existed among extinct mammals? Some scientists speculate that extinct mammalian species could have had abilities to manipulate their environment in ways that left little permanent trace but were significant in their time. Tangible evidence is, of course, sparse when it comes to ancient intelligence and societies. However, researchers often turn to current animal behavior to hypothesize about the past. Dolphins, for instance, communicate with complex vocal patterns, with some scientists suggesting they have distinct names for one another. They form alliances and engage in cooperative hunting strategies. In a bygone era, was there a dolphin-like species with a more intricate communication system that facilitated a particularly sophisticated society? Such inquiries raise compelling possibilities, fueled by evolutionary biology. As mammals adapted to diverse environments, natural selection might have favored cognitive expansion among certain groups. Imagine a prehistoric world where a surge in cognitive development resulted in extraordinarily articulate mammalian communities. From a cultural standpoint, early mammal interactions might have influenced their evolutionary journey. Just like humans have been shaped by culture and society for thousands of years, it's conceivable that similar cultural evolution occurred among extinct mammals, led to behaviors that inched closer to civilization. While these questions tantalize, it's important to note the limitations of what we know. Science excels in detailing the evolutionary paths of physical traits, but struggles when it attempts to uncover the nuances of ancient minds. Our only glimpses into such realms come from piecing together evidence left in behavior, ecological adaptation, and fossil records. Mysteries remain coded within those ancient bones, whispering stories still deciphered by those who dig and those who wonder. In the pursuit of understanding, paleoecologists, archaeologists, and biologists continue to collaborate, digging deeper, exploring caves, and examining ancient DNA, slowly painting a more detailed picture. It's a puzzle as vast as the time itself, providing endless questions and challenges that intrigue us today. So, while we may never uncover every secret of these ancient mammalian kingdoms, the journey of exploration and the desire to understand our place in the tapestry of life ensures that the quest continues. Through it all, our imaginations are sparked, encouraging us to reflect on life's interconnectedness and ponder the incredible story of intelligence and survival that continues to unfold around us. Chapter 8. Aquatic Aristocracy. Imagine for a moment, if you will, a time long before humans walked the earth. A time when the seas might not have been just a big body of water, but a bustling arena of intelligence and complex societies. In this underwater world, creatures that once ruled the vast oceans may not have only fought for survival, but also thrived in community-like structures. Perhaps hints of what we know as civilizations today. When you think of ancient ocean life, you might picture massive dinosaurs swimming alongside colossal marine reptiles. Yet, if we take a deeper dive into the vast underwater kingdoms, you will find more than just prehistoric giants. Consider the cephalopods, like the now extinct ammonites, and their modern relatives, the octopuses and squids, which possess remarkably intricate nervous systems and demonstrate surprising intelligence. These soft-bodied mollusks have been around for hundreds of millions of years, far preceding the age of dinosaurs. Could it be that their ancestors laid the groundwork for sophisticated societal structures beneath the waves? Modern studies show that octopuses are intensely curious and clever. They can solve puzzles, use tools, and even have unique personalities. Some researchers, like Dr. Jennifer Mather, have likened the intelligence of octopuses to that of a house cat. With such advanced qualities, it's intriguing to consider the lives of their deeper evolutionary cousins. Did the ancient ancestors of octopuses develop something akin to language or culture? While there's no direct evidence of ancient underwater libraries or schools, the behavior of contemporary cephalopods gives us hints about potential past complexities. The beautiful coral reefs that teemed with life millions of years ago, much like today, might have been more than just ecosystems supporting marine life. They provided diverse habitats for various species to interact, perhaps even forming primitive societies. Some fish sectors exhibit behavior that suggests early social organization. For instance, cleaner fish and the clients they serve demonstrating mutually beneficial relationships. These interactions, simple as they may be, involve communication and cooperation, forming the backbone of any society. Marine biologists have discovered that groupers, a type of fish, and moray eels sometimes hunt together. Each brings its strengths and communicates through body language, a skill that would be critical in any undersea community. Such alliances may reflect the kind of teamwork needed in a more complex social structure, hinting at how ancient marine creatures might have collaborated long before human civilization arose. The fossil record provides tantalizing glimpses into the rich tapestry of ancient aquatic life. Fossils of giant sea scorpions, or eurypterids, as well as trilobites, suggest these creatures might have been capable hunters and organizers of their respective environments. Though primarily viewed as solitary creatures, it's possible they interacted in ways we are yet to understand fully. The arrangement of fossils found in tight clusters could potentially point to grouping behaviors, much like those seen in today's horseshoe crabs, suggesting social interactions at times. Take, for example, the discoveries made near the rocky shores of what is now Scotland, where scientists uncovered evidence of the world's first known vertebrate, who walked on land. These ancient footprints belonged to an odd-looking creature called Tiktaalik, bridging the gap between fish and amphibians. It's fascinating to think about the interactions between aquatic and terrestrial life, as these meetings could have spurred transformations we've only begun to comprehend. Furthermore, it's worth discussing bioluminescence, a feature prominent among many ocean dwellers that may have been just as common in prehistoric times. Deep-sea creatures use light signals to communicate, find mates, or lure prey in their dark, silent world. Just imagine an ancient underwater society, perhaps sending and receiving messages through glimmering light shows. While much remains speculative, intriguing questions propel scientists to seek answers through modern technology, like robotics and submersibles, to explore the ocean's depths for further clues. The DNA sequencing of living marine creatures also provides insights into their ancient relatives, decoding the hidden histories written in their genetic blueprints. As we gain a better understanding of marine biology and paleontology, we continually uncover more about these ancient civilizations of the sea. there's a profound opportunity for learning. Studying these creatures teaches us not only about their lives, but also about our own origins, and helps remind us to protect these vital ecosystems. Imagine how future discoveries might reveal the social rules and interactions that governed these ancient seas, and consequently, how it inspires us to reflect on the roles species play on Earth today. The idea that non-human civilizations might have ruled the Earth invites us to not just look backward, but also forward. Could the intelligent inhabitants of our oceans today be considered the successors of these ancient societies? How will their stories unfold, and what can we, as humans, learn from their silent histories and vibrant lives? As we continue striving to understand more about our planet, our shared quest answers one question indeed. The ocean holds deeper secrets than we might ever imagine. Chapter 9. Mollusk Monopolies. In the tapestry of Earth's history, many creatures have come and gone. Some lived lives as simple as the first whispers of wind, barely leaving traces of their presence. Others etched entire narratives into the fabric of time. As we piece together fragments of our planet's deep past, we sometimes find ourselves wondering if, at certain times, other life forms might have crafted their own complex societies. Among the more unusual candidates for this scenario are mollusks, those soft-bodied invertebrates that inhabit the world's oceans, fresh waters, and even some terrestrial environments. These slimy, oddly enchanting creatures may not be the first to come to mind when imagining civilizations, but they hold fascinating clues about the potential for non-human dominance in Earth's history. Mollusks are an ancient and successful group, one of the largest in the animal kingdom. They include creatures such as snails, clams, squids, and octopuses, all sharing a common ancestry that goes back over 500 million years. To put this in perspective, mollusks were thriving long before the first fish swam in the seas or the earliest plants rooted on land. Their longevity and diversity suggest a remarkable adaptability and potential for complex behavior. Let's start by exploring the octopus, an animal that often surprises with its intelligence and problem-solving abilities. Among mollusks, octopuses are the brainiacs, with a nervous system far more complex than what you'd expect in a soft-bodied creature. They have been observed using tools, a behavior once thought to be exclusive to humans and a few other mammals. For example, some octopuses collect coconut shells and use them to create makeshift shelters, a clear sign of planning and forethought. In captivity, these creatures solve puzzles and even demonstrate a mischievous streak, like escaping their tanks to steal food from nearby aquariums, then quietly returning. Such behaviors hint at a high level of cognitive sophistication comparable to that of many birds and mammals. Scientists propose that this intelligence might not be a fluke, but an evolutionary response to life in the fast-paced underwater world. Unlike other mollusks, octopuses do not have a protective shell, so they rely on their wits to survive. Their nervous system is unique. 2/3 of its neurons are located in their arms, allowing their limbs to operate semi-independently. This decentralization of their thought processes gives them an almost alien way of interacting with the world, offering a hint of what a mollusk-driven evolution of intelligence might look like. Now, let's swim further into the past by considering the cephalopod ancestors of octopuses, the ammonites. These creatures ruled the seas for hundreds of millions of years before their mysterious demise around the same time the dinosaurs vanished. Fossil evidence hints at their once great abundance and diversity. Some ammonites grew to extraordinary sizes, with some spiral shells pushing over 2 meters across. Yet, despite being such a dominant force in the oceans, ammonites left very few clues about their behaviors or perhaps even social structures that might have existed. In imagining how a mollusk society could have existed, we consider bivalves, like clams and oysters. These creatures form reef-like structures, just as corals do today, creating habitats for a vast array of oceanic life. In a way, they were the architects of underwater cities, providing food and shelter much like trees do in a forest. Modern research has shown these bivalves not only adapt remarkably to their environment, but also influence it extensively, promoting biodiversity and stabilizing marine ecosystems. Some of their ancient relatives, known as rudists, actually built reefs long before corals took over that role. This role in shaping marine landscapes suggests a capacity to alter their environment consciously, a foundational aspect of civilization building. Taking a closer look at their biological construction projects, researchers find evidence of sophisticated communal behavior. For instance, mussels often attach themselves to rocks or each other using threads called byssal threads. This attachment creates dense clusters that not only provide stability against strong currents, but also enhance reproductive success by keeping their community compact. Such cooperative living arrangements might be seen as a primitive form of social organization, encouraging thoughts of how different their group dynamics might have been under different circumstances, or, if given more time to evolve. Another intriguing mollusk is the nudibranch, often referred to as the sea slug. While they lack the brain complexity of octopuses, they engage in chemical warfare, repurposing toxins from their prey for defense. This highlights another form of niche adaptation and resource utilization, potentially serving as a basis for even more complex interactions within a mollusk-dominated ecosystem. Modern science offers us limited views of how these creatures might have lived long ago. However, the diverse adaptations and surprising intelligence displayed by mollusks suggest that the potential for a non-human civilization wasn't entirely out of reach. Through fossils and studies of their extant relatives, we can hypothesize about a time when these beings were far more than just oceanic wanderers. This possibility encourages us to re-examine our understanding of what constitutes intelligence and societal complexity. As we continue to unearth the past, such proposals push us to expand our definitions of civilization beyond the human mold. They remind us of the profound interconnectedness of life on Earth and serve as a humbling illustration of evolution's amazing versatility. What stories were etched into the seafloors by the tentacles of creatures that ruled the oceans long before our ancestors dared to dream of their own future? Like the vast majority of Earth's tangled history, these potential underwater narratives may remain enshrouded in mystery. Yet, their possibility ignites our innate curiosity and inspires us to keep searching for hints of the past's hidden truths. Chapter 10: The Rise and Fall of Fungi Regimes. Imagine, if you will, a world where nature has rewritten its own rulebook, where the title of a global ruler is bestowed not upon humans or animals, but upon a kingdom often overlooked, the fungi. In the remarkable tapestry of Earth's history, the fungi have woven a complex and captivating story full of mystery and intrigue. Let's embark on a journey through time to explore how this kingdom might have once ascended to greatness and then withdrew into obscurity, leaving us breadcrumbs of their spectral reign. From below the ground, where the roots of innovation entwine with the soil of time, the fungi have been pivotal players in the story of life on Earth. Fungi are neither plant nor animal. They belong to a realm all their own, a kingdom that boasts incredible diversity and resilience. With over 1 million species ranging from microscopic yeast to gigantic mushrooms, they are everywhere, albeit often hidden from plain sight. One of the most awe-inspiring roles of fungi has been their part in the terrestrial colonization narrative. Around 500 million years ago, when the first plants dared to extend their tendrils beyond the water's edge, they didn't do it alone. They ventured forth in an ancient symbiosis with fungi, unlocking new frontiers and literally rooting down into the new lands together. In a sense, fungi were the silent architects of life on land, crafting the soil that sustains vast ecosystems today. The immense networks formed by mycorrhizal fungi present a compelling glimpse into their world. These underground wonders connect plant to plant, creating expansive networks akin to a natural internet, sharing nutrients and information amongst themselves. Researchers have observed how trees communicate distress signals through these fungal networks, warning their neighbors of insect attacks, thus displaying an early form of collective behavior akin to societal interactions. It is a communication wonder still being unraveled by scientists. Fascinatingly, current studies suggest that fungi could exhibit behaviors that resemble decision-making. A strand of fungi, when confronted with complex environments or changing conditions, can grow in different directions, possibly indicating an elementary form of choice. Columbia University researchers have shown that fungi might react to external stimuli with surprising complexity. Imagine a world governed by such subtle, unseen decisions, subtly shifting the balance of natural states across the globe. Moving on to ancient times, between 350 and 420 million years ago, Earth's surface was graced by the titans of fungi, the prototaxites. These towering structures, some reaching heights of over 8 meters, dominated the prehistoric landscapes, standing as solitary giants before the age of towering conifers. Often misunderstood and initially thought to be trees, these giants were actually massive fungi. Their presence indicates a time when fungi might have ruled over vast territories, shaping ecosystems far and wide. The influence of fungi extends beyond mere survival and communication. Experiments in the Amazon rainforest have shown that fungi produce enzymes capable of breaking down even the tough lignin in wood, recycling nutrients effectively and swiftly. This suggests a once immense capacity to control the flow of nutrients in massive ancient ecosystems, underscoring their power in ecological management. As stewards of decay, fungi maintain a harmonious balance, decomposing organic matter to give life anew. Without them, forests would drown in their own detritus, and the cycling of life would come to a standstill. From our modern perspective, where deforestation and habitat loss threaten ecosystem stability, fungi remind us of the intricacies of natural equilibrium. With the dawn of human civilization and industrialization, fungi receded into the background, seemingly biding their time. Yet, they are not merely relics of ancient times. They have adapted and thrived in the shadows. During the Chernobyl nuclear disaster, researchers found fungi happily inhabiting the radioactive environment, championing their incredible adaptability. This positioning on the evolutionary ladder and ability to thrive amid adversity suggest an enduring power, one that watches silently, seemingly awaiting the opportune moment to re-emerge. As we continue to explore fungi's repertoire of roles and influence throughout history, we must ask ourselves, what truths remain buried about their rule? How could understanding them reshape our future? Are we witnessing merely the quiet current of their potential? In our quest for answers, we come to recognize that fungi are far more than peculiar organisms beneath our feet. They weave together life strategies and environmental resilience. They dance a silent symphony of life, one that plays on the hidden strings of nature. Through their underground kingdom lies a myriad world, rich and complex, waiting to rise once more. For in the world of fungi, every end whispers a new beginning, and every fall hints at an impending resurrection. Though unseen by most, their legacy continues to teach us about the intricacies of balance, survival, and the fascinating dance of life on this remarkable planet we call home.